G'day everyone, and in this video I'm up in the Vico High country on the edge of a mountain, on the edge of a cliff, camping in a beautiful secluded remote location. I'll be camping with traditional camping gear for this one. I want to look at some of the history to the local area, and I'll also be talking about my channel and what you can expect. Stay tuned, it's a good one. G'day guys, I'm here on another camp. This one is a bit of a four-wheel drive camp. Taking the old Pajero to a spot up here. This is state forest, I do believe. And I have found this place here. I mean, it was a bit of a bush bash to get here. I really wanted to hike in a little bit with the tent and camp on the edge of a cliff, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that. Otherwise, I could camp here. I mean, there's a beautiful view over there, which is pretty epic. Lots of old tin. There was something here at some stage. Look at this. The remaining parts of a fireplace. Geez, this would have been a cool place to have a homestead or a hut back in the day. Okay, obviously people been shooting up here. It is a bit messy up here, which is a shame. But it is a beautiful spot. Like, I could love to set up my camp, my new tent from Homecamp, draw it here. I'll build up that little fire pit there and just have a very small fire. Pretty cool. It's going to be warm today, 30 degrees, but let's go for a little walk here and see what we can find. Maybe there's a cool spot. But I wanted to talk a little bit about, this channel and plans for this channel as well. So that'll be later in the video. Stay tuned for that. But I also wanted to just say that if you want, I also have an Instagram, the Bearded Bushranger on Instagram, and I post a lot of updates on there as well, especially like life on the farm and stuff. So if you're not following me on the Bearded Bushranger Instagram, make sure you go over there and follow me there. And if anyone wants to support me, I also do have a Patreon, which helps me to continue to make these videos. So first things first, I think I will set up, because it's nice and flat here, the tent here, and I'll have a fire here, because there is an old fire ring here, but it hasn't been used in a while. What I might do is I might get some tin and stuff and actually block the wind and build it up a little bit so it's a little bit more safe. A lot of rubbish here, unfortunately. I'll pick some of these bottles up and take them home with me. But yeah, it's a shame. People have to trash the joint. Yeah, these will work fine. Yeah. Tomorrow morning I won't get the big fire going again. I'll just do that for a cook up tonight and then to sit around the fire. But tomorrow morning I've got a twig stove which I'll use to make me coffee and cook brekkie, just because it's going to be really hot tomorrow and I think it might be a bit windy. So I'd like to make sure that fire's out tonight and then not start it up again in the morning. So I'm just going to collect now a heap of twigs, which will be what I'll use for cooking in the twig stove tomorrow. There you have it. I really don't need much more than that. I'm not going to have a fire till later in the evening to cook up dinner. I've got my sticks ready for the morning. And check out the view. Alright guys, this is the solo view tent by Homecamp, and this is meant to be their smallest option for a canvas tent. And I really like the idea of camping in canvas tents during the summer months when all the insects and snakes and bugs and everything are out crawling. It's just nice to be inside a tent, yet canvas is obviously a heritage material. Now it's quite heavy, but that's okay because I'm camping close to the car, and I knew I would be, so I brought all the poles and everything that comes with this. But I'll put a link in the description because I did a video where I actually hiked this out to a remote riverbed and I managed to reduce the weight, so you can actually hike this out in a swag style setup. But it is a pretty incredible view to be able to camp on the edge of a cliff like this, overlooking the high country mountains. I'm going to have a beautiful view. I'm going to leave this open all night so I can just look out to that view. So for my sleeping gear tonight, since I wasn't walking far, I decided I'd have a little bit more luxury, more like something you would have found in a homestead back in the day. So still all heritage materials, but just a little bit more warmth. Being up on the mountains, I just wanted a little bit of warmth. So I've got 2 sheepskins, and these are from Peak Oil Company. Check Lee's work out, he does great work. I've actually got a wax canvas haversack as well, stuffed with clothes, which I'm using as a pillow, and that's from Peak Oil as well. Otherwise I've got a woolen quilt and a woolen blanket on top of that. I shouldn't be cold at all with this setup, especially because it's coming into summer. So here in the high country, settlers have been coming up here since the 1800s, and we have a lot of huts remaining up to today up in the high country which you can go and explore. Some of these huts were built by the stockmen who were grazing their cattle on the high country plains during the summer months before taking them down before the winter would hit and the snow would hit. Other huts were built for miners as well. There was quite a lot of mining that went on during the olden days, the 1800s, 1900s in the high country, and you can find old mining huts. Then you have ski huts, which is what this ruin belonged to. This was actually a ski hut built by a ski club. Now we have a rich history of skiers coming up into the mountains, dating back as early as the early 1900s, and skiers would build obviously huts that they could shelter in and then go out and ski during the day. Unfortunately, this one burnt down quite a few years ago. This is all that's remaining, but it's just cool to know that we have all these hut sites remaining in the high country, whether it's the old grazing huts, the cattlemen's huts, ski huts, or the mining huts as well. And you know, those old fellas who came up here in the 1800s and the 1900s, they were tough folk. They didn't have modern equipment like we have. It was all heritage gear that they were using, which I'm trying to replicate when I go on these kind of camps. It's just a fascinating history up here, and it's something worth learning about. Have a look at this little lizard. I don't know if you can see that. Sunning himself on top of the mate. Just relaxing, enjoying life. Solid cow patties around here. I don't know why there would be cow poo up here. You would think that there hasn't been cattle up here for a long time, but I found a few paddies. Have a look down there. next to the bloody Coke can that someone's thrown. Why would there be cow patties here? That's not horse poo. I know what horse poo looks like. That looks like cattle poo. So I would have thought it's been many years since cattle's been up here, unless you get rogue bovine that makes its way up here. Who knows? Alright, I'm going to start preparing for dinner. Just get stuff all organised before I get that fire going. So for dinner tonight, again, stuff that the old stockman would have had access to. I have got a couple of steaks, which I'm looking forward to eating, and then a bunch of veggies which I'm going to fry up with it. Alright, time to get this fire going, I say, so I can do a cook up and eat dinner. So I'm going to be using a ferro rod from Southernland Bushcraft Leatherwork. You can get his things on his Etsy store. And I was looking into the history of ferro rods, and they were around in the early 1900s. So yeah, but old Bushmans could have used them in the early 1900s, that's for sure. Alright, let's do this. Alright, so have a look at this. This is from my mate Tim. His old man actually made this, and you just stick it in the ground. It's a great little bit of kit, metal kit, and then I can put the frying pan on that. I'm going to chuck some lard in there to start off with. I say it's time to eat this before the flies do. Oh, this looks bloody good. Oh, that's good. Just a little bit pink in the middle. So good. Morning all. 6 o'clock and there's no sleeping in because that sun is burning bright right into the tent, but it's cool because come have a look at this view. Oh, it is nice to wake up to a oh, let's adjust that. There we go. There's the mountains there with the sun. Bloody glorious. I'm looking forward to this. By the way, this is Dog and Gun, Samba. Most of you know who Dog and Gun is at this point, but I thought I'd point out that I do have an affiliate link with them, which I'll leave in the description. If you do want to buy some Dog and Gun coffee, you can use that affiliate link and it helps me out. Otherwise, I'm looking forward to a D&G and a pipe. While the wind's died down, I just thought I might take the chance just to thank all of you viewers and regular subscribers who watch the channel. With your help, I've able to get it to a place where it's actually a part-time job now what I'm doing, and I'm very, very thankful that I can do this as a job. I can come out here quite regularly and do this as a job. Obviously, I've got a wife and I've got 3 kids, so I've got to provide for them. I couldn't camp as much as I do right now if I wasn't making some money from it. So it's just amazing to think, because since I was a kid, a teenager actually, and I was surfing and stuff like that, I always was picking up video cameras and making little videos of my adventure, and it was always a dream of mine to be an adventurer and to make that as a career path. I actually had a previous channel which I was doing for a few years, and it never really took off. It did okay, but not like what the Bearded Bushranger's done. That was called Luke's Little Tribe, and that was all about camping with children. I've got 3 kids and I'd love to get them out camping, and I'd take them on little like hiking and survival adventures and stuff like that. And I've still got that channel up on YouTube, but I don't post regularly on it. I try and camp with the kids every school holidays now, and I'll post a little video on it, but I'm not putting as much energy into that channel as I used to. You can't, it's really hard to have 2 channels going and putting a lot of effort into both of them. Since Bearded Bushranger is where the one that's taken off, I'm investing in this. Yeah, with the Bearded Bushranger, you know, I am so keen to take this wherever I can take this. If this thing grows and I'm, you know, making some regular income off it, I want to push it. I want to push the adventures that I do. Like, I've got all these ideas actually. I've got quite a few goals that I'd like to set out. I'd like to achieve. You know, one of them includes getting into hunting. I know there may be folk who watch who are not into hunting and stuff like that, but personally I think hunting is a great thing. Just another aspect of being close to the land, harvesting your own meal, your own food. And look, that obviously ties in a lot with the old bushies back in the day who carried guns with them out in the bush and hunted for their food. And so, you know, I'd definitely, if I got into hunting, I'd definitely make a few hunting videos. But yeah, it'd be cool to see how I can tie that into traditional Australian history. I want to learn to ride a horse. I mean, if I'm going to be a bushranger, I've got to learn to ride a horse. So that's another goal of mine that I want to set off to achieve. Another goal is to get a dinghy and do some more river and estuary camping in an old wooden vintage dinghy. I'd love to do that. Get into fly fishing, that's another one. I want to get into prospecting as well. Stay tuned. That's probably going to be the closest one. I'm probably going to get into prospecting very, very soon. So look out for that, because obviously we have a rich history with the prospectors and searching for gold. And I think I could do a lot of gold panning videos that tie into Australian history. So yeah, I want to do that. And look, I'd be keen as well to do collabs with other YouTubers, as I've done before in the past, done like with Matsy from the Silly Swagman, who's got a great channel, because I really enjoy getting out here with a mate and sharing that experience with someone else. So I'm also pretty keen to do that. So love to do some more outback walks, some big outback walks. So stay tuned, because I've got some things planned for next year, regards to going out into the outback and trying out some more gear. Yeah, thank you to all you viewers, all you subscribers, everyone who comments, everyone who likes and shares the videos and gets behind it, because with your help, this is a reality. So yeah, I'd also just like to say, if you have any ideas yourself of Australian history or different kind of camps that you'd love to see me try and tackle, leave a comment below, and that gives me ideas as well where I should go, because I read all the comments and I try to reply to all the comments, and a lot of the time you people in the comment, you give me great ideas and I incorporate those ideas into my videos. So I love the interaction that I have with you as an audience. Spam. Oh, look at that. Alright everyone, that wraps up this video. It was just a little short video and a nice little comfortable camp here in the high country. I might actually put the tyre pressures down a little bit more. Coming in on this track, it was very rough and very stony. So I had let the tyre pressures down already, but I might just do it a little bit more. Otherwise, I'm going to head off down this track and I'm going to go down the mountain, down into a valley, and I might go for a swim in a river just because it's such a beautiful day today. Thanks for watching everyone. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Leave a like and a comment. But yeah, otherwise, thanks everyone for watching this video.